Hej, hej, witam w kolejnym odcinku z Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Świt Ragnaroku. Kontynuujemy wątek główny. Wracamy do Ivaldiego i Brokra, też Broka, żeby pogadać o dalszych krokach. A to kto? A to Kowal po prostu, dobra tam. Wróćmy tutaj do naszych dwóch mistrzów. No chciałbym z nim pogadać o... Tak, pozdrawiamy mamę Gontara i koty. Gontara i Koi.
Surely I should be asking that of you. Now, tell me, what does it do?
Ain't got a clue. These light elves and they're sneaky.
You've learned nothing?
Whatever its use, the power it contains, it holds more than what you said.
Such as?
Well, for a start, there's a bloody dwarf in there.
Anyone we know?
Wysypało, już myślałem.
And it's not important. Dwarf hoogers don't carry much weight. Not even mine.
So, what does it contain?
All I know is that it's more than Malviger, Calder, and some dwarf no one cares about.
Fine. In the stories, what was the actual point of the Salakars?
Hoogers were what vitalized them. But it was the magic that gave them their purpose. And that magic was different to each one.
Magic? You mean Seda?
Nah, some elf shit no one knows anymore.
Except Sutra.
That fire nymph? She sent word.
Przysłała SMS-a.
Your plan worked. Shinmara's ready to barter, if it means getting you out of the way.
Where?
At the bridge leading to Feygarda. Light the beacon, and she'll come out with your lad.
Obawiam się, że to nie będzie takie
The power
proste.
that the Salakar holds. It must not fall into Surtur's grasp.
Nah, I'll reclaim it once Baldur is safe.
No, oni wiedzą, że to nie pójdzie dobrze. Dobra, teraz którędy? W to miejsce. A to jest to miejsce, gdzie my byliśmy w tym więzieniu już, nie? No dobra. Podlećmy tam, będzie szybciej. Czy ja mam nadal na sobie... A w ogóle czy tak teraz popatrzyłem, czy każdy region ma tą samą sugerowaną moc? Nie, ten ma mniejszą. Czyli od tego powinniśmy zacząć. Okej, a to jest jakby finałowy. Tak bym obstawiał. To moglibyśmy stąd, byłoby szybciej chyba. Ale dobra, już bez różnicy. Bez różnicy. Lećmy tam. Czy znowu będę po tej twierdzy biegał? $500 do celu.
Retaking the Salakar won't be easy. I may have to release Loki and ask for his aid. His talent for theft is unmatched. What I have done to him, and him to me. Once I have rescued
W
Baldur,
sumie to jest ciekawy twist z tym
see that.
Lokim, żeby go jednak uwolnić. Zobaczymy, jak to się ułoży. Bo jeszcze Lokiego brakuje w tej grze tylko, w sensie w tym DLC. Niebezpieczne krzaki nastają na życie Boga. Dobra. Jeszcze 2 kwiatki, będę miał full. Już mam full, dobra, nieważne. Witamy w twierdzy.
I must announce my arrival.
Pewnie nas zamkną w więzieniu albo... Znowu w sumie. No dobra. Jest nasz synalek. Ciekawe, czy to nie jakiś zmiennokształtny jotun.
You bring that which is Sutter's.
Give me what is mine, and I will hand over what is his.
Come midway.
Się wcale nie wydaje podejrzane, nie?
Baldur, I got you. I got you.
Zbyt łatwo poszło. No właśnie. Tak, myślałem, że to jotun. O matko, jak ją wywaliła. Czyli wielki Bóg został oszukany. Czemu mnie to nie dziwi kompletnie? Och, nasz naiwny Havi, dobra.
Baldur! Baldur!
No Baldur pewnie już dawno nie żyje, chłopie. A ten się cały czas łudzi. Ej, czy tutaj normalnie nie było przejścia?
Baldur must be close for the illusion to have worked.
Baldur albo jego ciało musi tu być, nie? Dobra. Do góry. Panie Havi. Co jest? Ej, pad mi się wyłączył. A! Dlaczego? Sabotujesz mi grę. W ogóle przydałoby się, żeby tu były jakieś w ogóle elitarne jednostki, a nie po prostu zwykłe. Teraz tak, do góry, na dół. Czy to więzienie, gdzie byliśmy już ostatnio?
Baldur's behind one of these doors. Locked cells. I must find the proper keys. It is written in Baldur's hand.
Klucze już mamy na szczęście.
Only darkness visible. Revealing sights of woe. Realms of endless agony. This hopelessness, it is not the Baldur I know. No matter his pain and turmoil.
Na szczęście kluczy, że mamy odnalezione, więc tyle dobrego.
This blood trail. Whoever was dragged here was badly wounded. Yet he was strong. It took at least 4 jailers to hold him.
Klucz z czaszką. Dobra, klucz z czaszką jest do góry. Klucz z czaszką z Fejgardru. Co za slow motion?
No.
Smacznego. Właśnie miałem pytać, czy już jedliście jakiś dobry obiad. Smacznego, smacznego.
The High One brought low mistletoe, symbol of hope, renewal, but not for Baldur. We forced so many drafts down his gullet. His torment was quite beautiful. Blind fool. You never saw what was in front of you. Here is your child. His light gone before you even set foot here.
No tak mi się wydawało, że on w tym jest w
And the
środku.
rest of him? It now skulks in Helheim.
Ładny soundtrack.
Allow me to reunite you with your boy. No!
O!
Traitor.
Serio zabiła Ace'a? Tak po prostu?
You were never worth my effort. I've seen dwarves with better stature.
Oj, ale się musi w nim gotować, nie?
Take care of it.
Ale się musi w nim gotować. Pewnie babciowe, najlepsze dostali. Znając życie. Wow!
Baldur's scream still ring in my ears like glorious.
Dobra, nie mam czasu.
The flame burns bright.
Co to jest? Klatka schodowa bez końca?
Baldur's scream still ring in my ears like glorious music.
Tu nas jeszcze nie było, nie? Jaka tu arena?
Finally, the hero of Asgard. But you are an imposter. Heart as black as tar. Savage. Monstrous. You've locked that truth away. Built a code to act as its jailer. But the darkness cannot be kept hidden. It oozes out like pus from a wound, poisoning everything it touches. That is what it means to be Odin the Deceiver.
W sumie ma sporo racji Sinmara, nie? Ale... ta scena z Odynem nad Baldurem? Najładniejsza chyba tej pory. I czego pani się drze? Pani się podda. Dobra. Mamy ją. No już myślałem, że ją zabiję za szybko i się coś zepsuło. Nie, te pojedynki z bossami to nie są w ogóle wyzwaniem, więc jak już to patrzę tylko na fabułę, tylko i wyłącznie. O, dobra, kolejna ładna scena. Odzyskaliśmy Salakar. No ładne są te dwie sceny. Dzień dobry panu. Są wszyscy, których zabiliśmy, nie? Teraz na pewno. No ale tak, są ci, których zabiliśmy wcześniej, nie? Ciekawostka, używamy topora, którego normalnie nie mam. Nie, to nie lewiatan. Tu gdzieś konkretnie mam iść w jakieś miejsce. Chyba nie. No oszalał z tego żalu. Ładny soundtrack. To jest zabawne, jakby znając mitologię, nie? Że jak widać, jak Odyn sam doprowadza do tego Ragnaroku, przez którym chciał się uratować, nie? Tak bardzo. Że to cały czas jego wina. Że on przed tym Ragnarokiem chciał wszystko zrobić, żeby tylko go uniknąć, żeby przeżyć, a to finalnie on sam do niego doprowadza. No dobra, chyba kolejny rozdział, co? No to w ogóle wygląda, jakbyśmy wychodzili z wizji, nie? No. Jest tyle sprzeczności w nim jest, że... No możliwe, żeby to był koniec DLC. Bo to byłoby bez sensu.
What is it? What did you see? All my struggles mattered nothing in the end. My son was lost before it began. His premonition come to pass.
Eivor wraca w nowej zbroi z fryzurą i tatuażem.
Son, you know what I mean.
So Baldur met his fate, as was foretold. Ever you have sought to elude the looms of the Nornir, but we are all caught in their weave.
No, I will not believe it. There is more to see yet. Why was I thrown from my dream?
Perhaps it was not the vision that rejected you, but you who rejected the vision. Perhaps you are afraid of it.
I fear nothing.
I think you do. And until you recognize that fear, give in to it, embrace it, the vision will not return. Some walls cannot be overcome by potions alone.
Tell me what I must do. This saga does not end here. It cannot.
Meet me in the forest when darkness lays upon the land.
Aha.
There we shall see how fearless you truly are.
Obstawiam, że to niemożliwe.
Visions of Odin trouble
Poza granicą strachu.
me alone in seeing them. Or do the tales of Svartalfheim hold some other meaning? Perhaps.
Dobra, czekajcie sekundkę. Włócznia Roga, legendarny skarb. Poza granicą strachu. Dobra, chodźmy trochę tutaj. Sobie pogadamy z nimi.
Gather my thoughts for a moment.
W ogóle czekajcie, ja sobie może wydam ten punkcik, co? Co go mam? No dobra. O. Cześć mój dziku. Czy Odyńcu. No tup, 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 tup.
Eivor, could you spare a moment?
Dobra. Czego tutaj się dowiemy? No Jezu, to co to jest? Skały pokonują. No halo. Ja już zakładam, że to tam pewnie w dalszej perspektywie takie zmiany to aż murarz, który pragnął sławy, król i jego dziedzictwo, konsekwencje głupoty Tora. No, możemy po kolei.
Tove, how have you been?
The fire made me think of the myths and legends Sven loved.
Would you indulge me with a tale? I would be glad to hear of Svartalfheim.
I would not tell it half as well, but his favorite was a fable, to remind us to find meaning in our deeds and not in how others think of us. Svartalfheim was not short of legendary dwarven blacksmiths. Everyone has heard of Ivaldi, of Brucker and Sindri. But this tale is of a stonemason. He lived as far south as he could, where Gulnamar meets Vangrim. His workshop sat upon the shoreline. Obsessed with glory, his love of masonry had all but died. He scoured the shore, seeking precious stones washed up from other realms. Then he saw it. Something beautiful, glittering, shimmering across the water, upon an island he had never dared travel to. He hastily built a boat, working long into the night. He set sail and found many rocks that sparkled and dazzled upon the island. He cried out in joy. To craft anything from such stones, he would be remembered for all time. Then he felt a sudden sting on his foot. Then another, and another. His eyes adjusted to the dark. So consumed was he by his desire for renown, he failed to realize he had walked into a nest of snakes, until it was already too late, And so, clutching the stone that sealed his fate, there he died. Remembered, yes, but only for his folly.
Fine tale, Toby, and well told. Sven would be proud.
No dobra, kolejna historia. Król i jego dziedzictwo. Się tutaj nasłuchamy przy tym ogniu. O!
You and Richard well.
Of course. The flames soothe my mind, as do the tales told here.
You have one to share, Gunnar. A legend of Svartalfheim.
Myślałem, że spotkamy się z jakimiś tutaj znajomymi, ale
A story of a
tymi, którzy trafili do Valhalli, a nie...
not see the wood for the trees. Reidmar, greatest of dwarven kings. Within his palace in Gulnamar, he wanted for nothing except an heir. Reidmar and his wife had grown old. Perhaps too old. Late one night, consumed with worry, Reidmar walked in the shadow of his vast
Nie, to jeszcze nie koniec.
palace.
To taki jest przerywnik, mi się wydaje.
The great
Więc
king. What
posłuchamy tych historii
a voice.
i kolejny quest, chyba ten już finałowy, ruszymy w kolejnym odcinku.
So no one.
Bo jeszcze jedno spotkanie z walką nam zostało.
He replied. Then he saw who addressed him. A vast and ancient.
To taki chyba trochę wypełniacz.
Perhaps almost as old as Ymir himself. Reidmar sat upon its roots and told the tree he feared he was too old to give his subjects the legacy they deserved. The tree was so moved, it wept and offered its tears to Reidmar. Drink, great king, it said, and your woes shall be washed away. Reidmar observed the grass, the meadows, the leaves.
Szczerze wątpię, chociaż może w finale,
Subjects' happiness could be seen in how they cared
bo ty jesteś
for the land.
daleko dalej niż ja w fabule, albo bliżej?
Was all around him. Reidmar felt at ease, realizing he had everything he needed, and asked that the land receive the tree's gift instead. The tree's happy tears flowed evermore, enriching the land. 9 moons passed, and a baby's cry rang through Reidmar's palace. Long would dwarves place gifts in the weeping tree's roots, in memory of Reidmar and
No mi
his
chyba mniej.
kindness that shaped all he touched.
Chyba.
All things happen when they should, old friend.
I hope so.
No dobra.
Eivor! Whatever is the matter? Have you been spending too much time drinking Valga's special sauces again?
Oj, dopiero początek picia tych mikstur.
Troubled by visions of Odin and of Svartalfheim. They flood my mind without warning, without invitation.
Aha! Which is how Thor flooded Svartalfheim. Thor, fast to act, but not so fast to think, would stomp and thump and fight and bump everywhere he and Mjolnir should go. One day, he fought a giant in Jotunheim with such ferocity that Thor's killing blow was felt through all 9 realms. The ground shook, mountains rose up, hills tore apart.
Ja nie wiem i nie chcę znać na razie.
Canyons, and north of Svaladal, the massive lake that housed the springs of Yggdrasil split open, flooding all of Svartalfheim. The dwarf king, Hreidmar, acted swiftly. He built 3 mighty dams, preventing further damage to his realm, working alongside his beloved subjects. So surprised was one builder to see the great king working as an equal that he slipped, tumbling into the raging waters below. Without hesitation, Hreidmar leapt, once from his horse and again from the center of the dam's lip, diving into the frightful torrent. Before the builder could even cry for help, Hreidmar was pulling him onto dry land. And so 2 giant statues were built to honor the king, one for each leap of unthinking bravery, and stood until the end of days.
Until Ragnarok.
Aye! So you see, actions ripple outward, like a stone falling into a lake. Or like Thor crushing a Jotun skull with Mjolnir.
Affecting everything, whether foretold or unknown.
I fear my tale has only worsened your concerns.
No, a good story is a log that feeds a mind's flame. Thank you, friend.
No dobra, i ostatnia historia do posłuchania nam została.
I hear you seek tales of
O, jest
Svartalfheim.
Randvi.
You are not alone in your glimpses of the Aesir.
You have seen them too.
No. Only the power the visions hold, and their effect on those once held dear.
You speak of Sigurd.
Do you want my tale or not? There was a dwarven miner who cared only for his work. Mining was all he knew, all he wanted to know, and all he would ever know. One day, he heard a strange noise. All his long life, working in the northern mines of Vangrim, he had never known a boulder to squeak. He ignored it at first, but as the hours passed, the squeaking continued relentlessly. When the miner could take no more, he split the boulder apart with his pick, and then he saw a squirrel. Until now, pinned by the boulder, afraid and tired, the freed squirrel climbed into the miner's long beard and slept for 3 days. When the dwarf awoke the next day, he found fruit and nuts waiting for him. A gift from the squirrel, the first the miner had ever received. Finally, the miner had a friend. The squirrel led the dwarf to a stone hill within a lake. There, the dwarf would fish for supper, while the squirrel played in the trees. One night, watching his fishing line, the dwarf drifted off to sleep, smiling, enjoying the happy squeaks of his friend above. When the sun rose, its light did not find the dwarf, for he had turned to stone, his short-lived bliss captured evermore.
And the squirrel?
It never left his side, hoping his friend would awaken, just as the miner had waited for the squirrel to do the same.
Sigurd. He is not lost to us.
Nic nie powiedziała, tylko odeszła. Koniec tych historii.
In every great story there is truth to be found.
To są...
Svartalfheim in the place they spoke of.
To są mapy skarbów. Okej, dobra. To słuchajcie, w tym miejscu sobie skończymy odcinek. Udamy się do walki już w kolejnym odcinku. Także ja dziękuję za oglądanie i słyszymy się w kolejnym odcinku. Także do usłyszenia. Pa, pa.